Hi students, welcome to lesson number 4, Communalism in India. The rising trend of communalism and the accompanying violence have created a feeling of insecurity among the religious minorities and ethnic groups. Muslims and Sikhs in particular fear discrimination and confrontation in the days to come. This may be a fear, but the nation cannot afford to let about 1/6 of the country's population to fall victim to panic, suspicion and insecurity. The events between 1984 and June 1997, Kashmir, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Gujarat, Assam, Andhra Pradesh and Delhi give ample evidence for the destructive outcome of the communal virus in its varied forms. Muslims, Sikhs and other religious minorities in India are protected by the Constitution, which provides for the existence of perfect justice, tolerance, equality and freedom. But for the past few decades, religious fundamentalism, intolerance and narrow-mindedness has increased in various parts of Indian society. Therefore, to prevent damage to the peace and integrity of the nation, there is a need to analyze and debate on the problem of communalism and communal violence. Now, let us discuss about the objectives of this lesson. The specific objectives of this lesson are: number 1, to discuss the concept of communalism. Second one, to discuss about the causes for increasing communal tendencies in Indian society. Concept of communalism. Communalism is an ideology which states that society is divided into religious communities whose interests differ and are at times even opposed to each other. The antagonism practiced by the people of one community against the people of another community and religion can be termed as communalism. This antagonism goes to the extent of falsely accusing, harming and deliberately insulting a particular community and extends to looting, burning down the homes and shops of the helpless and the weak, dishonoring women and even killing persons. Communal persons are those who practice politics through religion. Among leaders, those religious leaders are communal who run their religious communities like business enterprises. Thus, communal is not one who is a man of religion, but one who practices politics by linking it with religion. T.K. Oman has suggested 6 dimensions of communalism: assimilationist, welfarist, retreatist, retaliator, separatist and cessationist. Assimilationist communalism is one in which small religious groups are assimilated or integrated into a big religious group. Such communalism claims that scheduled tribes are Hindus, or that Jain, Sikhs and Buddhists are Hindus and they should be covered by the Hindu Marriage Act. Welfarist communalism aims at the welfare of a particular community, say improving living standard and providing for education and health of Christians by the Christian associations or Parsi associations working only for the upliftment of the Parsis. Such communal mobilization aims at working only for the members of one's own community. Then retreatist communalism is one in which a small religious community keeps itself away from politics. For example, Baha'i community, which proscribes its members from participating in political activities. Then another one, retaliatory communalism. It attempts to harm, hurt and injure the members of other religious communities. Then another one, separatist communalism, which is one in which one religious or a cultural group wants to maintain its cultural specificity and demands a separate territorial state within the country. For example, the demand of Mijos and Nagas in northeast India, or Bodos in Assam, or of Jharkhand tribals in Bihar, or of Gorkhas for Gorkhaland in West Bengal, or Vidarbha in Maharashtra. Lastly, cessationist communalism is one in which a religious community wants a separate political identity and demands an independent state. A very small militant section of Sikh population has demanded Khalistan, or some Muslim militants demanding independent Kashmir were engaged in practicing this type of communalism. Of these 6 types of communalism, the last 3 create problems engendering agitations, communal riots, terrorism and insurgency. Communalism in India. The pluralistic society of India is composed not only of religious groups such as Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, Parsis, etc. Indian society for the past few decades has experienced Hindu-Muslim communalism, Hindu-Sikh communalism, Hindu-Christian communalism, etc. Now let us discuss about Hindu-Muslim communalism. Hindu-Muslim communalism in India had politico-social origins, and religion alone was not the cause of the conflict between Hindus and Muslims. Economic interests and cultural and social mores such as festivals, social practices and lifestyles were factors that further divided the two communities. Today, the Muslims constitute the second largest religious community in India, as well as the second largest Muslim minority in the world. A closer look reveals that the 16 cities which are more vulnerable to Hindu-Muslim communal rights are Moradabad, Meerut, Aligarh, Agra and Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, Aurangabad in Maharashtra, Ahmedabad in Gujarat, Hyderabad in Telangana, Jamshedpur and Patna in Bihar, Silchar and Guwahati in Assam, Calcutta in West Bengal, Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir and Cuttack in Orissa. The Hindu-Muslim antagonism can be ascribed to a complex set of factors. These are: number 1, Muslim invasions in which the invaders looted the property and constructed mosques over or near Hindu temples. Second one, British encouragement of Muslim separation for their own ends during their imperial rule. Third one, the behavior of some of the Muslims in India after partition, like hosting of Pakistani flag when the Pakistani team wins the cricket match, and observing National Independence Day as a black day after a call given by some Muslim leaders. Then fourth point, a new aggressiveness on the part of the Muslim political parties in an effort to find a place in the country. Fifth point, a failure on the part of Muslim leaders to unite Muslims and resolve their problems due to frustrations because they have been influenced by the wave of Islamic fundamentalism sweeping West Asia and Pakistan. The leaders have only exploited the numerical strength of the Muslims, especially in Kerala, Kashmir and Uttar Pradesh, to secure a chunk of Muslim seats in the parliament and legislatures and to seek power. Then sixth point, the government is also responsible for neglecting the Muslims, large sections of whom feel alienated and consequently become willing victims of selfish leaders. The ruling elite merely preach religious amity and have little understanding of the real problems of the Muslims. The Hindu leadership only deals with those Muslim leaders who toe their line. The militant Hindus maintain that the Muslims in the country are being pampered. The Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid issue in 1992-93 further affected the delicate balance of communal harmony. Now let us discuss about Hindu-Sikh communalism. The Sikhs constitute around 2% of India's population. Though dispersed widely over the entire country and even abroad, their largest concentration is in Punjab, where they form the majority of the state's population. Sikhism started as a reform movement against the dogmas of Hindu religion. After the 10th Guru, the tradition of gurus among Sikhs ended and the Granth Sahib was accorded utmost reverence. Another group or sect called the Nirankaris started a movement against the dogmas, rituals and traditions which had crept into Sikhism. Thus, the Nirankari movement was a reformist movement, purely religious in character, against the induction of Hindu religious practices in the Sikh system of worship. It emphasized the elimination of the worship of several deities and revived simplicity, austerity and purity in rituals and ceremonies. The Sikh agitation, which started in Punjab in the early 80s with the murder of a local editor, hijacking of a Srinagar bound flight and the issuing of passports of a fictitious nation called Khalistan, began to intensify. The number of killings and firings increased and the Sikh protests became organized, militant and increasingly violent. In 1984, when the military launched Operation Blue Star for seizing weapons and arresting militants from the Golden Temple at Amritsar, the Sikhs reacted violently. In October 1984, when Indira Gandhi was assassinated and thousands of Sikhs were killed in Delhi and other states, and their property was looted, burnt or destroyed. Some Sikh militants became so agitated that they killed hundreds of Hindus in trains and buses, destroyed their property and forced many Hindus to leave Punjab. In May 1988, when Operation Black Thunder was launched once again by the military to clear militants from the Golden Temple in Amritsar, which remained under their siege for about 10 days, the Sikhs retaliated by exploding bombs, killing Hindus and looting banks. The relations between Sikhs and Hindus thus remained strained for about 1.5 decades. However, the militancy of extremist Sikhism in Punjab has now been suppressed, and from 1993 onwards, there has been considerable improvement in the relations between the people of the two communities. There is goodwill and respect among them for each other's religious beliefs and places of worship. Features of communal rights. A probe of the major communal rights in the country in the last 5 decades has revealed that, number 1, communal rights are more politically motivated than fueled by religion. Even the Madan Commission, which looked into communal disturbances in Maharashtra in May 1970, had emphasized that the architects and builders of communal tensions are the communalists and a certain class of politicians. Those all India and local leaders out to seize every opportunity to strengthen their political positions, enhance their prestige and enrich their public image by giving a communal color to every incident and thereby protecting themselves in the public eye as the champions of the religion and the rights of their community. Second point, besides political interests, economic interests to play a vigorous part fomenting communal clashes. Third point, communal rights seems to be more common in North India than in South India and East India. The probability of recurrence of communal rights in a town where communal rights have already taken place once or twice is stronger than in a town in which rights have never occurred. Then fifth point, most communal rights take place on the occasion of religious festivals. Sixth point, the use of deadly weapons in the rights is on the ascendancy. Communalism is an ideology which divides the society into religious communities whose interests differ and even oppose to each other. The antagonism practiced by the people of one religious community against the people of other religious community can be termed as communalism. Indian society has experienced Hindu-Muslim communalism, Hindu-Sikh communalism and Hindu-Christian communalism during the post-independent period. The main reason for the communalism and communal violence is the increasing communal politics in India.